And welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Foley Field, this is where we have set up shop for this Athens Regional that gets underway in a matter of moments. We start things off with Liberty and Boston College, a 2-3 seed matchup. Liberty coming off a second-place finish in Conference USA at 21-9, and Boston College coming off their best ACC record season in their school history. This is what our bracket looks like. Georgia is the #1 seed here, the #3 overall seed. They will take on LIU coming up at 5 o'clock Eastern time, but we start things off here with Boston College and Liberty. Dave Neal alongside former National Player of the Year and former Georgia Bulldog and longtime big league player Gordon Beckham. Glad you could join us. And obviously we've got two really talented programs here, Liberty and Boston College, to get things started. What do you make up of this matchup?
Yeah, two similar skill sets today. They both do a good job of base running. They play good defense. They play more small ball than hitting the ball over the fence. So those similar skill sets are going to match up. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, you mentioned the similarities between these two teams. They're also very similar at shortstop, and that's where they have two of the most talented players in their respective leagues and maybe in the country. Let's start, obviously, with Tanner Marsh.
Yeah, Tanner Marsh, unbelievable year. Conference USA Player of the Year. He has been everything for this team so far, and he is the alpha dog in that locker room.
On the flip side, for Boston College, it starts the same way with Julio Solier. This guy has been dynamic since the day he set foot on campus.
A sophomore, both at the top of the lineup, setting the table. Solier leads Boston College in hits, runs, and stolen bases. They both set the table. They're both the real deal at the top of that lineup.
I think it'll be a battle of who can handle the run game the best today between these two clubs. So many similarities. Liberty, Boston College will set the stage even more when we come back. The Liberty Flames at 41-19, 21-9 in Conference USA. They've had a fantastic year away from home, too, by the way. They went 19-6 in road games. So this is the lineup that's done most of the damage. Tanner Marsh, we talked about him in the open. Jordan Jaffe hitting almost 330 on the year, a couple of home runs and 41 RBIs. Jackson Sorensen is the guy that has, when you go back and look at the numbers, the best exit velocity on a consistent basis in this lineup. Barone, Swalford, Silly, Vitston and Campos round out that lineup, and they're going to face a good left-hander today from Boston College.
They are indeed, Dave. A.J. Colarusso, program record holder for starts. His 76 innings pitched leads the team, as well as 15 games started and 71 Ks. He is the workhorse for this Boston College team. He's from the area, and he has everything that a Massachusetts native would want, pitching for his hometown college here in Athens.
First man he'll face is Tanner Marsh. First pitch he sees, fouls that straight back. Marsh has just been fantastic. The Conference USA Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, who has just gotten better in every facet of the game. Defensively, he's gone from 21 errors as a freshman to just 7 this year as a junior. And Colarusso out in front, 0-2 to get this at-bat started. AJ's coming off a couple of, now I will say this, competition has a lot to do with it, but his last couple starts against Georgia Tech in the regular season and Miami at the ACC tournament did not go as well as his prior starts did. He gave up 6 runs in each one of those starts. Of course, Georgia Tech has demolished pitchers all over the country this year.
Yeah, hard to get through that lineup with all the talent they have and all the potential draft picks and high draft picks they have, potentially 2 top 10s.
Here's the 2-2. And a good start for Colarusso. And Bradley LaCroix, now in his 2nd season as the head coach of Liberty. First time he's taken the Flames to a regional, but boy, he had some, before he came to Liberty, had 2 outstanding seasons at VCU. And has been a long-time baseball coach before that around the country. Here's Riley DeCandido, the junior out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. 6'2", 215, transferred in from Maryland, now in his 2nd season with the Flames. See that 829 OPS, best on this team. 6 homers and 42 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. On that 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Colarusso doing a good job mixing up fastball, cutter. He went with the fastball. See, he goes back with the cutter, down and away.
Count even now at 2-2. DeCandido had a tough Conference USA tournament, just 1 for 13. Oh, and that one catches him on an elbow. That is the 7th batter hit this year by A.J. Colarusso.
That's something that Liberty does very well. They will not budge from where they are in the batter's box. They have been hit by a ton of pitches this year. It's part of their ethos. Their coach told us before in our meeting yesterday, they pride themselves on not moving in that box. So if you throw it in, you better make sure it doesn't hit him.
They've been hit by a pitch now 105 times in 2026. Now Jordan Jaffe looks at one downstairs. Jaffe, the 3rd baseman, 6'3", 205, a senior at Moore Park. That's out in California, for those wondering, if you didn't know where Moore Park was. I know you looked at me like crazy. Where's Moore Park? Ground ball through the right side. So 2 on and 1 out now for the Flames. Base hit by Jaffe. That'll raise his .329 average up a point or 2. So a scoring opportunity here now for the Flames as Jackson Sorensen steps up to the plate. Sorensen, 250 hitter on the year. The first one he sees. That one is dropped in right by Toomey. That's going to get a run in, and the Flames lead it 1-0.
Right.
DiCandido comes in to score.
Right off the end of the bat. He was first pitch hunting. And a pretty good job right here by the Liberty base runners to not get too far. You can see the dive, almost got there. Unable to get there, and a pretty good job by the base runner to make sure it wasn't caught and still score. And Liberty still got something cooking. First and second, only one out, and a run already in.
Nick Barone now. First pitch he sees. Another one that's going to find a little gap. Here comes Jaffe. He will score. It's 2-0 Liberty.
First pitch hunting again, just that line drive right back up the middle. Liberty has got something rolling, and you know how emotional college baseball can be. They are riding high right now on the top of the first.
First pitch by Colarusso, popped up off the bat of Easton Swafford in foul territory, and that'll be out number 2. Not a whole lot of foul ball territory in this ballpark, so that's a bonus if you can get one that's not in play. Two down in the inning now. Here's Landon Silly, the right fielder. Sophomore out of Maysville, Kentucky. First pitch he sees, fly ball right center. And Carter Hendrickson, the center fielder, will put a glove on it. But Liberty strikes for a pair of runs. A hit batter, 3 singles will get it done. We're heading to the bottom of the first on the other side. Liberty takes an early lead on 3 hits as we move to the bottom of the first inning here at Foley Field in Athens. In this Athens Regional, Georgia will be taking on LIU at 5 o'clock Eastern time, but that's a long way from this one. Boston College, this is the lineup that they will throw out there. Solier will lead things off with that .357 average. Also just a thief on the base pass, 28 stolen bags this year. Manolfi, the second baseman, hitting .320. Wang at .303. Toomey at .325. Boy, the top 6 in this lineup, very aggressive at the plate. But there's a good one on the bump today for Liberty who's going to try to slow this group down. Yeah,
Ben Blair, a junior out of Gretna, Virginia. He has been an excellent pitcher for them overall. 2026 Conference USA Pitcher of the Year. He will touch upper 90s with his fastball. He's got a very good slider. His 106 Ks are the second most in school history for a season. He's a handful behind Benji Miller in 1998. He throws from that 3/4 arm slot, which tends to have a lot of run on the baseball, and that'll prove difficult for the right-handed batters in this Boston College lineup.
Boston College 36-21. They went 17-13. They're a great story. They were picked 16th in the preseason ACC poll. They finish up as a 4 seed at the ACC tournament and put together the best record in ACC play at 17-13 as they make their 13th a regional appearance. They've been to the College World Series 4 times. Not quite sure what that stoppage was for, but our home plate umpire, Scott Latindre, gets everything in order, and now we're set to play. Solier, he will look at the first pitch down low. I mean, 357, 31 runs batted in, 13 doubles. And actually, I mean, was dominant against conference pitching as well. Against the ACC pitchers, he hit 331 this year.
Doing it in big spots. They love him in the middle of the diamond and setting the table here at the top of the lineup.
Fouls that one out of play. You knew this was going to be a good year after the first 9 games. Solier went 20 for 37 at the plate through the first 9 games of the season.
Decent start.
Yeah, that'll get you going. He's in his 2nd year at Boston College. Fouls that one out of play. 6'1", 6 foot, 187. Out of Puerto Rico, but went to high school in Massachusetts. How about 97 to start things off and a strikeout for Ben Blair and Liberty?
Yeah, you can see why scouts love Ben Blair, finding a way to climb the ladder, and you can see that low 3/4 arm slot kind of gets underneath that baseball, and when it does, it rides up, so it looks like initially it's a strike, and then Solier offers at it, and there's no way to catch up to that pitch up and in above the strike zone.
Timon Oldfeet will step in. They call it bird ball. Boston College, the way they play their style of baseball, they get him on and they just start moving. But they got to get him on first.
Yeah, they're not going to wow you with the power besides Nick Wang in the middle of the lineup, but they find a way to get on, and they do a good job of base running, bunting guys over, doing the small things.
Ground ball. There's the Eagles' first runner of the day. There is Todd Interdonato, 3rd season as a Boston College head coach. Been down the South, though, for a long time. He was 20-plus years at Wofford before moving up to Chestnut Hill. He's just been a winner wherever he has gone.
A little bit cooler temperatures up north early in the season.
A little different dynamic. Here's Nick Wang. You talk about the power.
Well, he's got it. 16 home runs, 61 driven in. This is the right guy up with the guy on. If you're Liberty, you really want to find a way to get Wang up without anybody on base. He's got a chance to tie the game.
Wang hitting over 300.
Also, you got power on power right now. 96, upper 90s fastball versus a power bat. So if he is able to get the good part of the bat on that baseball, the ball will travel here.
Big swing and a miss. 1-1 the count to Wang. Wang hit a 446-foot home run against UConn earlier this year.
I don't know what that feels like.
Not many do. That one misses. 2-1. 95 from Ben Blair. Career high 16 home runs for Wang. 10 of those home runs in road games this year. Sharply hit left side. That left to bat at 104 miles an hour. Gets through that 5-6 hole, and now Boston College, much like Liberty, has 2 on and 1 out.
Pretty good answer so far by Boston College here in the bottom of the first. Blair coming to the plate. You're going to see, I believe he's got, yeah, it's the breaking pitch, the one that Wang was all over the pitch before. He swung through it, but he sees this one and smacks it through the left side of the infield. No chance by the third baseman to catch it, and Boston College has got something cooking.
Now Jack Toomey. The Boston College right fielder, 325. Senior transfer from Wellesley, Massachusetts. A couple years at Holy Crosses before coming to Boston College. His hometown, about 25 minutes or so away from Chestnut Hill, so short drive.
Helps when you can go home for a meal.
And wash some clothes.
That's the most important
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
As a college kid, 100%. You don't want to have to do that wash. Mom can do it.
And she would be excited to do it, I'm sure.
Waiting with open arms.
That last pitch, 97 from Blair. Trying to work himself out of this jam. Fouled straight back, so 2 strikes. Again on Toomey.
A little bit of early adversity right now for Blair. He's obviously got great stuff, but sometimes really good pitchers at the start of the game, they're just not settled into that mound and that new game that they're in that top of the first, bottom of the first, and he's going to have to work through it right here.
Got him. 96 miles an hour, enough to get Wang, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
Blair's got some pretty good stuff. You said it, 96. It's off the plate away or just on the edge, and that stays away from the bat of Toomey. It rushes him a little bit. Toomey was late, maybe looking for something a little off speed there, and Blair gives him the heat.
Manolfi at second. Wang is over at first. 2 down in the inning. Luke Gallo, the third baseman. He's been a great story for Boston College this year. Made the ACC all-freshman team. He's actually the hardest person to strike out in this lineup. Was a shortstop coming to Boston College, but with Solier anchoring that spot, they just figured they had to find a place for him, and they put him at third base, and he has handled it like a champ. Off to Fist, out to short. Here's Marsh, boots it. They got to play at third. Got him, inning is over. Manolfi turned the corner and couldn't get back in time.
What a fortunate break right there for Liberty. Manolfi getting a little too much around third base, and he is hosed at third.
Well, Liberty's had some success when they score multiple runs in the first inning. The prior 12 games, they have gone 11-1. Will that hold up today in this Athens Regional, game number 1 between the 2 and 3 seed, Liberty and Boston College? And boy, Boston College may have just ran themselves right out of an inning, but you said as a base runner, it looked like he had a chance to turn the corner.
Yeah, a rare miscue by the shortstop Marsh, and the runner, Manolfi, gets a little bit too much around third, thinking that ball kicked away too far and gets knocked down at third, excuse me.
Vidston, first pitch he sees, slaps it out to left field, and the hit parade continues. That is the 5th straight Liberty batter to swing at the first pitch.
I think the secret's out, Dave.
Yeah. I think aggressive might have been a theme the last couple days for Liberty.
I think so. Both these teams came in super energetic about their chances, too. Both like the guys on the mound. They're going with their workhorse. They know how important winning game 1 is in this regional.
Josh Campos, a .266 hitter. Hitting 9th in this lineup, 11 home runs out of the 9 spot. 50 runs batted in. Colarusso threw 16 pitches in that first inning. 10 of them were strikes. He's behind the Campos 2-0. That's up and away. Colarusso has been sitting 91-92. And that is 4 straight. That was 90 miles an hour up and away. So nobody out and 2 on. Well, you see this number. You'll see a lot today around the country. Teams that win game 1 of a regional. The teams that actually make it to the Men's College World Series, I should say.
Right.
They win game 1.
And both these coaches, they highlighted that. They said, we're going with our best. We're not trying to win game 1 by, you know, just a very small margin. They know the margins are thin, and obviously you want, if you potentially face a Georgia team in the next game, you want a horse or a workhorse going, but ultimately you can't get to that game with Georgia if you don't win this one. So that's why they're throwing their best guy they feel most confident can give them a quality start.
Top of the lineup, Tanner Marsh. He struck out his first time against Colarusso. First pitch he sees, fouls that one off. Again, Marsh leads Conference USA in hits. He's also put together 5 triples this year. His overall average at .333, but against Conference USA pitching, hit .354. This is going to be a double play. Good throw to first. That is a big help for BC and A.J. Colarusso. That'll move Vidston over to third base, but 2 down in the inning.
Absolutely huge pitch by Colarusso, and a great job by Manolfi up the middle, ranging to his right. He's able to stab that baseball. Great view of this, and he's taking him right to the bag, and it's just an easy turn for him and a huge 2 outs for Boston College.
Riley DeCandido hit by a pitch his first time up. He's the guy that controls that dugout for Liberty, who has started every game this year. Been a bit of a slump in the month of May. Just .217. Went 1 for 13 in the Conference USA tournament. But now has been hit by a pitch 20 times this year. He's now 3 off the Liberty record. He looks at a strike. 3-1. And another walk. Boy, Colarusso, you could tell he is very frustrated.
Yeah, most of his fastball is missing up, so he's just not getting down on that mound a little bit and really driving down to home plate. That's what happens. That arm kind of lags back, and when it does, it keeps the fastball up, which is a problem, right? Unless you're throwing 95, 96, they can potentially get on top of that ball and drive it out of the ballpark. So he's got to find a way to get that release point a little bit further down and towards the plate.
That one misses down and away to Jordan Jaffe. Jaffe singled and scored last inning. Jaffe spent 3 years at Richmond, where he had a fantastic career. Hit .330 over 3 seasons for the Spiders with 171 runs batted in and 35 homers. This one is a foul ball. I mean, Jaffe, including this season, 4 years of college baseball, he's a career .332 hitter.
It's hard to do that kind of consistency and then leaving Richmond, right, to come to Liberty. Pretty big decision for him, but it does pay off. He's in a big spot right here, first and third, and a couple outs here in the top of the second. They have a chance to keep some of that momentum they got in the first inning by scratching another here in the top of the second. Another run here would go a long way to just the momentum that they have and also the feeling they've got going to the bottom of the second.
That one's fouled out of play. Jaffe had 21 multi-hit games, second most on this team. And had outstanding splits this year too, man. It didn't matter. He had 286 against lefties, 350 against righties.
Kind of a backward split guy. Doesn't like lefties as much as he likes righties, but either way, he doesn't have a ton of power, but he finds the barrel. That average is the real deal, and he's been doing it over 4 years.
Little delayed steal. You're going to try to get the run home. It doesn't cross in time. DeCandido didn't get hung up long enough to get Vinston home.
They tried the delay steal tactic. They were hoping to just scratch a run and take an out. Unfortunately, they don't execute, and it's a quick out. The run doesn't score.
Back at Foley Field, and the bottom of the first ended like this.
Yeah, a crazy play. Marsh, who's really sure-handed, that ball gets away from him, And Swofford with a really smart play. The coach, Donato, not sending Manolfi around third base, and Manolfi just gets a little too far, and great job by Swofford to see the play right in front of him. He's able to throw it to the third baseman, Jaffe, and that's a easy, cheap out that they got to end a big threat in the bottom of the first.
Kyle Wolf will start things off for Boston College. And we've seen it last inning. Liberty tried to force a run home, and it backfired on him.
I just don't understand. You've got one of your best hitters at the plate, first and third. Allow him to take that. You took the bat out of his hands right there. It's a tough one.
0-2 on Kyle Wolf. A senior out of Andover, Massachusetts, fourth year at Boston College. Boy, you don't get to say that very often anymore. Fourth year anywhere in college athletics.
It's changed a lot since I was in the red and black. I can promise you that.
He went 2 for 4 in the last game for Boston College at the ACC tournament in Charlotte. He went 2 for 4 with a double. One of the few bright spots. Coach Interdonato said he was kind of frustrated with his group at the ACC tournament. You know, losing 3 to Georgia Tech didn't bother him as much. This one's lifted out to center field. Campos will make the catch, 1 down. The NCAA regional coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home of all NCAA championships. But yeah, this Boston College team, not a great way to finish up the regular season when you get 3 against Georgia Tech. And Coach Interdonato was quick to say that he thinks Georgia Tech may be the best hitting college team he's ever seen.
It's hard to believe because he's been around a long time, and watching Georgia Tech, and especially the talent they have in that lineup, he said that their guys actually pitch pretty well, but you make one mistake against that lineup and they lose a baseball really quick.
Today's starting pitcher, A.J. Colarusso, had 8 strikeouts against Georgia Tech. Problem was he gave up a couple of home runs and 6 runs in that game. But again, it goes back to he was not disappointed with the fact that they lost to a great Georgia Tech team. It was the disappointment in how they played when they followed that up at the ACC tournament. Said he had to jump them a little bit.
Well, he just didn't see the effort. That for him, that was just, it's unacceptable. It's one thing to lose. It's one thing to lose to a really good team, but you got to have the effort there. You got to bring it every day. And when he started to realize they're not bringing it, well, he let them know.
Little slow roller out to Mars. Fields fires, and there's an out. So 2 down in the inning. Here's Colin Larson. Larson, 225 on the year. A sophomore out of East Hampton, Massachusetts. Been a 51-game starter this year.
Dave, you can kind of sense it a little bit. Blair's starting to find his way on that mound. He's got obviously a big arm, pretty good draft prospect this summer, and he's starting to feel it a little bit. Had a rough first inning, but he's mowing them down right now.
Been 96, 97 on most of his fastballs today. I think I saw a 98 pop in there.
You did. And then you can take a little bit off at 95 right there, and it's got that kind of movement. So that 98 probably doesn't have as much movement. He all of a sudden takes a few miles per hour off, and you see a little bit of sink, a little bit of run, hard to hit.
That was hard to hit. There's 97 for you. The inning is over.
Blair starting to feel it. He's finishing with the strikeout, and it's top of the zone. 3/4 action, top of the zone, strike 3.
Welcome to Squeeze Play. All the highlights, all the big moments.
You got a chance to have some big-time fireworks.
6 to 8 games on the screen at one time.
You're going to be locked in for that.
The season on the line.
Hashtag Squeeze Play. Send us some tweets. Maybe we'll put you on the social wall.
The storybook season will continue.
Well, ESPN is the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals. For around-the-clock multi-game coverage, scan the QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play. This ball is hammered but foul off the bat of Jordan Jaffe. By the way, Squeeze Play is one of the great things. There are a lot of great things that our company has done over the years in sports, television, but Squeeze Play is among my top 5 things. I love it. Matt Schick, Chris Budden, Mike Rooney, Chris Burke.
Keeping you up to date.
Colarusso has had some control issues the first couple of innings. Last inning got lucky with a double play ball, but 17 pitches in the second, only 4 were strikes. Total today, coming into this inning, 33 pitches, 19 balls, 14 strikes. But there are 3 of them right there.
Yeah, you can see what he did in the first inning, right? He 16, throwing more strikes. Second inning, I'm not even sure how you can throw 13 balls and only 4 strikes and get out of the inning unscathed, but he was able to do that. So maybe he settles in. That first batter, Jaffe, in the third inning, he looked pretty good there, so he might have found something.
Well, it helps when you get a one-pitch ground ball double play.
Yep.
And then you get Liberty running themselves out of an inning, trying to delay steal to get a run home from third.
And I've been thinking about this. Both teams like to run, so it's part of what they do, and I kind of understand it's what they want to do, but in that moment, when you have that kind of hitter at the plate, allow him to swing the bat. Don't take it out of his hands.
Well, that's his first ball this inning. He had 6 straight strikes. After we were just talking about his control issues last inning.
He had a good talk in the dugout in between. A lot of this is feel and a lot of this is confidence. And sometimes when, especially at this level, you can either ride that confidence in a good way, and if you don't have it, it can go the opposite way in a hurry. So whoever he talked to in the dugout, he's seemingly figured it out here so far in the third.
Pops this one up. Is he going to stay in play in front of that BC dugout? It will not. It'll hit the netting. You know, pitchers, I have one that lives in my house. He probably talked to himself.
Yeah.
It was probably a great one-way discussion.
But your pitcher's a righty, correct?
No, he's all lefty.
Well, that makes a lot of sense,
Yeah,
actually.
see?
When you said he's a lefty, I'm like, well,
yeah, now you know.
now I know.
Now you know. Explains a lot about the
Little
whole
bit-
thing, doesn't
they're
it?
a little bit different.
Right.
They're a little bit different. I've had my fair share of good lefties.
A little chopper out to the right side. Manolfi playing deep. Did they get him at first? They did. He was in shallow right and had to go about 25 yards to scoop that up.
I'm watching this play unfold, and I'm like, what are we doing right now? I mean, for this play to be that close at first base, look how far he is out there, and he has to run in order to catch that ball and throw Sorensen out on the run. Never should be that close on that chopper, but either way, they made a pretty good play and another out.
Manolfi did not panic.
No, he didn't. It was actually a pretty good play, but it just, in my mind, it's like that's routine. But ultimately, he's playing so deep, it actually became a great play.
You'll see that with a shift sometimes, but rarely do you see it. Just a straight-up defensive look. Their base hit off the bat of Barone. He's going to turn the corner, and he's going to be in there with a stand-up double. That'll be his 16th double of the year to tie Tanner Marsh for the team honors in that department.
Liberty continuing to keep the pressure on. 2-out double. Now they got an opportunity to continue some of that momentum they got from the first, and it looked like Colarusso was starting to settle in and might have to put a stop sign on that comment.
Here's Easton Swafford, 0 for 1 today. He popped up in foul territory his first time up. Swafford at 278.
He's from Bee Branch, Arkansas. I didn't think he was. I thought he was from the South when I heard the name. I almost texted Hudson Swafford to see if there's any relation.
Georgia Bulldog golfer on the PGA Tours, had some just unreal success, continuing to have success. The 2-1, and that one is fouled out of play. Fouls another one back. To third base. Gallo charges, fires, high throw, safe at first. Well, they may want to look at that. He thinks, Nick Wang thinks he put the tag on him before he put a foot on the bag.
I think Wang's correct. From my vantage point, it looked like he put it on him pretty good right there. We're going to take a quick look. Swafford hustling down the line. It was just a little tapper down the third baseline.
Boston College is challenging the play at first base and the ruling of safe. Previous play is under review.
So that'll head to the DV Sport Replay Operations Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where being staffed by some current active umpires who are getting the weekend off to review plays just like this.
It's going to be close. If that ball was a little bit more up the line, it's definitely an out. But now that I watch it from that angle, it looks like the tag and the foot on the base is pretty bang. It's really interesting to watch the hops that these infielders get on the turf. You could really tell that Gallo had to move to his left, especially with the English that was off the end of the bat right there. He had to move to his left last second. I think it did hurt his throw a little bit, and it sure looks like they got him just before his foot hits the bag. It's close, though. Obviously, us being able to watch the replay is helpful.
Well, there is a Hawkeye look with the special cameras that they use in ballparks that the replay center guys are looking at. That's a little bit cleaner, crisper, closer look.
You can see the glove of Wang move just ever so slightly before the foot of Swafford hits the bag. I think this is going to be overturned and an out, and then Colarusso would have had a great inning. We'll have to see, though.
Good bounce back inning.
It is a good bounce back inning. It looked like he was having a hard time locating the plate and a little bit all over the place, but this inning he has looked very much in control. Come on, Coach.
A lot of moving parts. I don't know that you can tell much from that look.
And sometimes when that's the case, if it's hard to tell, they're going to keep it. They're going to say it stands.
Indisputable video evidence to overturn a call. And the call was safe. Well, I'm as baffled as you as why this one's taken so long. Yep.
Yeah, I think he gets him right there before his foot hits the bag. I mean, I think it's pretty clear to me. And I also like it's the first time I've been able to come back and call some college games. I like the fact, and thank God for the other extra base right here, because this could have been a major collision at first base with Wang kind of in the baseline. Both players could have been hurt, so I think a great change in putting the safety first of these players. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, to your point, Dave, I'm not sure why we're still looking. That's an out.
Now the glove's on it, the foot's on the bag, but the glove's on his shoulder. And I just, if we had clicked 2 frames back, I think you'd have seen the tag before the foot hit the bag, but I think that's going to have to be overturned. But we'll wait, see what they have to say.
After review, the call is overturned to out. Boston College will have 2 challenges remaining.
There you go, inning is over. Great challenge by Boston College, gets him off the field. They're down 2. Well, don't forget, coming up, our top seed in this Athens Regional, the Georgia Bulldogs, will take on the 4-seed LIU Sharks. That'll be 5 o'clock Eastern time, pushed up a couple hours. We think some weather is coming in later tonight. All indications are it was probably a good decision to move it to 5. We moved this one up a couple hours as well. Boston College and Liberty, a 2-3 matchup. And the winner gets the winner of our second game today. Double elimination format in these regionals. And the winner will move on to the Supers, a best of 3. Of course, this regional paired up with the Starkville Regional being hosted by Mississippi State. That would be quite interesting if the top seeds hold on. A long way before we get there. There is a strike. Ben Blair back on the mound. He has been fantastic. He's facing Carter Hendrickson, the senior, hitting .242 on the year. Blair 6'3", 200 pounds. One of the things that Bradley LaCroix was talking to us about is his release point is way down, which gives him another fraction or two in terms of, it may look like 97, but coming in maybe a little hotter with the short release.
Yeah, he gets great extension. And because of that extension, that ball kind of jumps out of his hand as a hitter. You think you're on it, and then kind of has some giddy up at the end of it. Sometimes rising, especially with that low 3/4 release point, it sometimes rises a little bit at the end if he gets under it enough.
Conference USA Pitcher of the Year. His last outing was in the Conference USA tournament. Went 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. And has been a strikeout machine. Came into this game with 106 punch-outs. Now we get to the top of the lineup and Julio Solier. Fouls that one back. It's 0-2.
Yeah, and he added three more strikeouts through the first time through the lineup. We'll see how they fare second time through. Potentially seeing him one time might give him a little bit of a leg up.
Blair's averaged over 7 strikeouts per game this year for Liberty. 87 innings pitched. Opponents only hitting .219 against him.
And that's a big reason why that slider, when you have 96 or 98 even, and you're able to throw that fastball for strikes, then all of a sudden he breaks off that slider. People get a little squirrely with 96, 98, and they start thinking, I got to get the bat out front, and then he breaks off that breaker.
And all of a sudden it's even at 2-2 to Solier. Misses inside. Boy, just does catch up enough to that 96-mile-an-hour fastball. 8th pitch of this at-bat on the way. Ground ball back up the middle. Good positioning and an easy 4-3 put out. Swafford was shading up the middle, and that's right where it went. Two down. Tom Anolfi now. Ty got a base hit his first time up, but then was nailed coming around third on what ended up being an error by Tanner Marsh, but the ball bounced right to the second baseman as he was going from second to third. Big turn, and Swafford had enough time and room to throw to third and get him out to end the inning.
And I understand what Manolfi was thinking. That ball kicks away a little bit. It looked like it was heading to the outfield. Unfortunately, goes right to the second baseman.
0-2 on Manolfi. Boy, Blair has started the last 8 batters off with a first pitch strike.
He looks pretty dialed in.
Yeah. I mean, is that, you call that pitch, is that a sweeper? I mean, like,
yeah, I would say it's probably a little bit more of a sweeper than a slider, but it's got some serious tilt on it. You know, watching it live, I mean, he really does have some good break.
That one misses up.
But then he gets that pitch. He's a little excited. He wants to kind of finish out this inning, and he misses up, and it was an uncompetitive pitch and allows Manolfi to get kind of back in this at bat at 2-2.
46 pitches now for Blair. Chopper foul. Boston College with 2 hits through 2 2/3 innings of work so far off Blair. Sharply hit off the glove of the third baseman, Jaffe, into left field. 105 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, that was smoked, and it caught Jaffe a little bit off guard. Obviously, you got the lefty up. You're not expecting that ball to be hit that hard on a line at you, and it looked like he could catch it, and just misses it. I mean, obviously hit very hard, but it's probably one that Jaffe thinks he should have caught.
So Nick Wayne gets back to the plate. He singled his last time up. Wang with 16 home runs. Well, that one just misses. That's a oohs and ahs out of that Liberty dugout.
We talked about it the first time, right? You want to see Wang with, if you're Liberty, you want to see him up to the bat with nobody on, and that out, potential out, brings him to the plate.
Again misses, 2-0 now. Wang, the grad student out of Newton, Mass. Spent 1 year at Holy Cross his freshman season. Been 4 years now at BC. Ben Blair doesn't walk a whole lot of people. 17 and 90 innings of work.
A little bit of a dangerous pitch here, 3-0 though. Can't groove it to a guy that might have the green light. That's one of those pitches, if you're Wang, you say, okay, I want that pitch again. And if I get it, I'm going as hard as I can.
I don't know that he's going to get 95 over the middle of the plate. If he does, I think it might be a miss. Got it up a little bit, 95 miles an hour.
And to your point, a little bit more top of the zone, hard to catch up to that pitch.
Boy, you come back fastball, or you bring in one of those sliders on?
I think if you've got 3-0, 3-1 fastball, and you did good, keep coming with it.
Fouled it straight back. He did. Came with a fastball, 97 on that one.
That one was fouled straight back, so might be timing him up a little bit, but you got to go with what you know, right? And if his best pitch is his fastball, you can't go away from it and hang a breaker. And last time up, Wang hit a breaking ball through the 6-hole very sharply, so he's already hit that pitch well. I think you stick with what you're best at, which is that fastball.
Got him. Inning is over. Wang did the tap of the helmet, thinking he had ABS challenge maybe. Not today. Boston College bringing their fan base with them to Foley Field here in Athens, GA, their 13th trip to an NCAA baseball regional. Meanwhile, Liberty making their 9th trip, their last regional back in 2022. 2-0 as we move to the 4th inning. Liberty scored 2 in the first inning, picked up 3 hits in that first frame. A.J. Colarusso got it back together, had a tough time finding the strike zone in the 3rd. But he fixed things in the 4th. Or in the 3rd, I should say. Jumping ahead here. He had, I'm just looking at the numbers, 17 pitches last inning in the 3rd 14 of those were strikes.
It's been a little bit Jekyll and Hyde, right? He's been a lot of balls, no strikes, and a lot of strikes, no balls. Might need to find a little bit more of a happy medium. If he is, he'll probably settle into this game.
He had 4 strikes, 13 balls in the second. A little warning for Colarusso. You get 1 warning, and the batter's got to be eyes up, looking at you.
As an infielder, I love a pitcher that likes to work fast. Keeps you engaged.
Landon Silly, a sophomore. Flied out to right field, his first time up. Boy, that one just misses. 3-2 now. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Hit number 6 for the Flames.
Nice job by Silly right here. Works it to 3-2, gets a fastball inside corner and just does a good job inside out approach. And that's a approach that plays even at the big league level and does a good job to get a base runner on a tough at bat here in the top of the 4th.
Silly 6 of 8. On the base pass today as Vidston will step in. He singled his last time up. Lifts it in the air out to right. Very playable for Toomey, and he'll make the catch. 1 down. And here comes Campos. Josh Campos hitting 9th in this lineup. He walked his first time up.
Liberty boys vibing in the dugout. They like this beat apparently.
Yeah, vibing up here in the booth.
I saw your head nodding.
Campos has a hit in 8 of his last 10 games, and over that stretch, that 10-game stretch, actually hitting .343 for a guy that comes in hitting .266 on the season.
It's a big deal to be able to get some length from that lineup. Guys at the bottom of the lineup setting the table for the top of the lineup, the guys that you want with runners on base. So good job by Campos to come on late here in the season, provide a bat at the bottom.
Swing and a miss. Again, his splits are a little awkward. I mean, he's 179 against left-handers and 300 against right-handers.
Yeah, I never really understood the split. Some years I hit well off lefties, some I didn't. Some I hit well off righties, some I didn't. You know, it's kind of hit or miss.
If you faced Randy Johnson 4 times, that might skew the numbers a little bit.
We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah.
That brings back nightmares. No, I don't even think I ever faced Randy, but
good for you.
I faced guys like him.
I mean, I think about Chris Sale, guy. I mean, just mowing cats down right now.
You know, I'm really glad you brought up Chris, who's a really good friend of mine, actually. I'm 2 for 3 off of him.
Okay.
But I only had 3 at-bats. I got him for one game. That's all I needed.
Doesn't matter. 2 for 3. That one's up and away. Who was the toughest lefty you faced?
Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, that would
103.
Yeah. I mean, even if you knew fastball, if he said,
"Here's my
fastball," right?
It was not comfortable.
There's a called strike 3 for out number 2.
Pretty good pitch right here. He's been going to this, let's see the grip. Yeah, like a split change right there, down and in. He gets the call. He's been throwing that a lot more lately. He's sitting around 83, 84 with that. That's a good wrinkle and a good job by the pitcher to know that he's not throwing too many strikes. Let's find something else to be able to throw at these Liberty batters.
Top of the lineup, and Tanner Marsh. Strike out and grounded into a double play. That was only the third time, by the way, that Marsh has hit into a double play this year.
Well, he's so fast, right? It has to be pretty much hit right where it was, somewhere where you can make a quick turn.
Well, he hit it to Manolfi, who was standing basically on the bag at second, which made it probably about as easy a double play as you're going to get. Five homers on the year, 44 runs batted in for Marsh. Marsh has started every single game of his career. That's 3 seasons worth. Sharply hit, that's a base hit. Play at second, not in time. They'll have him at second and third.
Yeah, you said it. Marsh has started every game of his career. Today is 175 for 175. So he posts every day, and that's what you want out of your shortstop. He gets a breaker in the middle of the plate. You see the positioning. I thought this was a little odd. They're playing him right down the line to make sure he doesn't get a double. Playing no doubles right now in the top of the fourth was a little strange to me because that was pretty much straight up third base, but Marsh takes advantage.
Riley DeCandido now, runners at second and third. There are 2 outs in the inning. Liberty 0 for their last 4 with runners in scoring position. They did have a couple of base knocks in the first inning that produced runs.
Great pitch by Colarusso right there. Cutter, outside corner. Pretty dynamite pitch, 1-0, getting back in the count.
DeCandido, a .211 hitter against left-handers. .298 against right-handers. He does have a home run against left-handed pitching this year. It's 3-1. Boy, you just feel like this at-bat could be a difference maker.
It sure could. If he changes the scoreboard, all the momentum right back into Liberty's corner.
Ground ball out to second. Manolfi over to first, and you can hear A.J. Colarusso with the big yes. Gets his team off the field. Still a 2-0 lead. We'll talk to Liberty head coach Bradley LaCroix when we come back. Liberty picked up 2 runs in the first inning. They lead Boston College, move to the bottom of the fourth. As joining us now down in the dugout is the Liberty head coach, Bradley LaCroix. And Bradley, first big picture about this club. What is it that you like so much about this group that allowed you to get here to this regional?
Yeah, it's just a tough group. It's older, experienced, mixture of homegrown guys, some transfers, but just a tough, experienced group.
Coach, you score a couple runs in the top of the first, and now it looks like you got Ben Blair settled in. How long do you expect him to go in today's match?
Yeah, we can stretch him to 100, 110. So hopefully we can get a couple quick innings and go pretty deep.
All right, buddy, we'll let you get going. Thanks for the time. We'll visit with you tomorrow.
All right, thanks.
Had a great time talking with him. Known him for a while. He's been an assistant, obviously, before he got rolling in the head coaching world before his VCU job, and then now here at Liberty. And good people.
I was conversing with my old baseball coach, David Perno, at the hotel last night, and David remembered Bradley. He walked in, they both talked for about 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's a small world in the college baseball universe. Of course, David Perno, coach of that 2008 team that you were on, that won an SEC regular season championship, went to Omaha. The last time those things happened for Georgia until this season. I think David underrated in terms of what he did for Georgia baseball when you look out the wall and you see the trips to Omaha.
A lot of trips in a short amount of time.
That one is off the fist, lifted in the air out to shallow left and caught there. Nice running grab. So Barone makes the catch. And that'll get us to Luke Gallo as Toomey is retired.
There it is. 01, 04, 06, and 08. I was a part of the 06 and 08 teams, and David Perno a part of all 4 of them. There's been a Perno associated with every trip to Omaha. His brother Don as well, who's not very good at golf.
No. Oh, that one catches him on the shoulder. So Gallo, the freshman, wears it well, and he'll head down to first.
Both these teams not afraid to wear one, and that's why he's got the padding. Let's see if it gets him there. It does. It might have gotten the top. A little bit of a sting there, but Boston College gets a much-needed base runner. Doesn't feel like they have had much going since the bottom of the first.
That is the 11th hit batter by Blair. And that'll put Gallo at first base. He'll run a little bit, 9 of 11. Kyle Wolf with 7 homers and 29 runs batted in. That Boston College dugout making a little noise.
A little chatter. Why not?
Got to do what you can. You're down 2-0. That one's fouled back, 1-1.
It's crazy looking up and down the lineup at how many stolen bases and stolen base attempts there are for this Boston College offense. And then you look at Kyle Wolf, and they haven't given him the green light all year. He's 0 for 0 in stolen base attempts and stolen bases, so has not even attempted.
Hey, maybe they give him the green light. He just doesn't go.
Well, he's a big fella, and he's DHing. I think we can add 2 and 2 together there and say he might not be their fastest runner.
Well, Boston College had 130 stolen bases last year. They have surpassed that total this year with 139, 11th in the country in stolen bases. A blooper, and that'll be a foul ball. 1-2 the count to Wolf. Really haven't seen a lot of stolen base attempts today. We saw one which for Liberty, which was trying to get a run home. It was kind of a delayed steal with a runner at third. That one's popped up and caught there by Marsh. We really haven't seen the run game from either team in full force yet.
Right, yeah, you expect it, right? With the two teams, the way that they like to operate and put pressure on the defense, but just hasn't had the opportunity. And the one opportunity we did see, it might have been the wrong timing on that, because you got a hitter in Jaffe up who can really swing the bat, and they tried to steal one. They delayed steal, got the throw down to second, and it was in hopes they could get to a rundown and get that run to score. Unfortunately, Boston College did a great job defending it and made a quick throw to the first baseman who put the tag on him before that runner could score.
Well, there was just now another warning for Blair. His first warning. We had Colarusso with a warning earlier about trying to, I guess the best way to say it is quick pitch a batter. He has to be ready to hit at 8 seconds. But if it's 12 seconds, 13 seconds, and he's not, he can stand in the batter's box, but if he's not looking at the pitcher ready to hit, pitcher cannot deliver the baseball.
And now you see pitchers, a lot of times they'll get set and they'll be ready to pitch it after they've gotten the time from the hitter in the big leagues, and the pitcher will wait until it's 1 second and then go, kind of throw off the hitter's timing.
Gunnar Johnson looks at one down and in. 2-0 the count to Gunnar. Gunnar with a couple of home runs and 31 runs batted in. Ground ball right side. Oh, Johnson does an excellent job of scooting that one through the right side. There was a big hole over there, and now it's first and second for Boston College. 2 down in the inning, though.
Pretty good approach right there by Johnson, just taking the pitch the other way, and I think that's what you're going to have to do against Blair. He's got the kind of stuff that doesn't allow you to really juice a lot of baseballs, so you got to find a way to single him to death, and that's what Boston College is doing right now.
Pitch count for Blair. It's up to 67 now. And you heard a moment ago from Bradley LaCroix that clearly 100 is, they feel very comfortable as long as he's rolling along just well with 100 and even then some.
Yeah, you look at generally about how many pitches you throw an inning, and he's got 2 outs here. If he can get out of this batter, then all of a sudden, say you're around 70, it's generally about 15 pitches, 15 to 20 per inning, so it's looking like 5 or 6 for him, unless the Boston College bat starts swinging early, which I would not advise because you kind of want Ben Blair out of the game.
Colin Larson struck out his first time against Blair. Blair's given up 4 hits, struck out 4, hasn't walked anybody today in the 16 batters that he has faced. Oh, that one looked good. So maybe just a touch inside.
Tried to run that 2-seamer off the inside of the plate and catch the inside part of the zone to the lefty Larson and did not get the call. It was a good pitch, quality pitch.
One and 2 on Larson. Blair's up to 110 strikeouts. Second most in a single season for Liberty. Boy, now it's full 3 and 2.
Runners will be taking off. He lost that slider, sweeper, whatever you want to call it, away. Never had any part of the plate. Runners are going to be going. It's a big pitch right here.
There they go, swing and a miss, and the inning is over, and Blair is fired up to get off the mound.
Absolutely huge pitch right here by Ben Blair. 3-2, runners going first and second, and he blows it past Larson at the top of the zone.
through some really severe medical stuff back home. I'm going to give him it.
Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Well, joining us now down in that Boston College dugout is their head coach, Todd Interdonato. And Todd, thanks for joining us. First question is, how do we get this offense cranked up?
Yeah, I thought we've created some chances, right? I made the mistake in the first, letting Ty get a little too far around there with the ball checked up, creating an opportunity right there. I think what's going well for us is AJ is continuing to wiggle out of these, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't had a clean inning yet, and I feel like if we keep hanging on, eventually we're going to break through one of these offs that we get.
Coach, one of your alum has some medical issues. I know you wanted to say something about that.
Yeah, Chris Kowalski, he's going through it right now. Had a 10.5-hour surgery 2 days ago. Killer, we love you, and we're here for you.
Listen, that's all that needs to be said, Coach. We'll let you get back. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Tell you what, he obviously emotional talking about one of his players. It's fighting it right now, and certainly our best out to him as well. And Todd's an emotional guy. I mean, we asked him a question, just a simple question about his shortstop, Julio Solier, yesterday, and what he means to the team. And he's just like, well, what he means to me. And he just got real emotional about the connection with him and his shortstop. And very passionate human being, and it's great to see that, man. Like, that ball's hit a mile in the air. Fair or foul? Foul ball, but my goodness, Jordan Jaffe thought he had one.
I thought he did too. It's right down the line, and I think he thought he had this ball. Couple looks at it. Oh no! Crushed though. Somebody's car's in jeopardy. Whew.
And a called strike 3. And Liberty's dugout erupts.
They didn't like the call, but Colarusso doing a good job. As Coach said, he's wiggling out of some things. It's a change up down, and I think they got a little bit of a gripe, and it's change up way below the zone, and he gets the call.
So Jaffe first out of the inning after nearly producing the third Liberty run of the game. Did I say Liberty Bibberty?
I was just about to say it. You took it from...
You did it. No, you did that to me by doing that yesterday.
Liberty Bibberty.
That one is lined. Sorensen with his second hit today.
Nice swing right here. Lefty on left, just finding a way to smack that ball over the shortstop's head. It's a great approach. And Liberty's got something cooking. I feel like we've said that a lot. They've had a lot of base runners today. They haven't broken this game open. That's good for Boston College, but that luck is going to run out at some point.
Sorensen, not one of those that has a propensity to run for Liberty, just 4 out of 5.
It is amazing, though, looking at the success rate on both teams, stolen bases.
Popped him up. Boy, the right fielder, Toomey, lost it. But Carter Hendrickson able to come over there and make a catch. I saw the arms go up from Toomey, but Hendrickson's had it the whole way.
I thought he was out there saying, "Hey, that's my ball."
Yes, could have been.
Could have been.
Hey, man, what are you doing over here? It's Meyer.
Hey.
An out's an out, though. They'll take it. 2 down.
Right.
Well, they've had 11. Liberty's had 11 base runners and 23 batters so far today. First pitch, that one's lifted left center. Can anybody catch up to it? Of course, Carter Hendrickson can. The inning is over, and a good, clean inning. Let's see now if Boston College can get a little momentum after a good inning from Colarusso.
Yeah, nice inning by Colarusso, and they're back in the dugout. He's fired up.
Well, Ben Blair's had quite the day to this point.
Yeah, it's been mostly fastballs, too, that have done it. Look at the run and sometimes the rise on this fastball. It's been front and center, and the Eagles knew it was gonna be there, but they have not been able to catch up to that fastball by Ben Blair. He really hasn't had to throw that many breaking pitches at all today to keep them off of the fastball. It shows the strength of that pitch for Ben Blair.
Carter Hendrickson, who had 2 catches in center field last inning, comes to the plate to lead things off for this Boston College team that has produced 4 hits. But nothing on the column that matters. Four misses. 2-1 to count. Fouled off at the plate. Tell you what, it's even though his fastball's been kind of heavy, to right-handed batters, the pie chart, if you will, it's pretty hard to figure him out. 29% four-seam fastballs, 27% are sinkers, and 21% slider, and 20% is that little cutter he's got.
Doesn't feel like that today.
No.
Feels like he's just been pitching off that fastball and mixing in a few sliders and breakers here and there, but that's a little bit shocking to me. I think that's just because the fastball's been so good.
Here's the 3-2, ground ball. They had to shift onto the left side. Solier makes the play. So that'll be the first out of the inning. Susie Morris, I said Solier, shortstop, so you can almost interchange them.
I was going to say they're like the same player, so other than having different unis on, you could probably put the other one on the other team and nobody would know. Nobody would know.
Top of the lineup, both steal bases, both hit for average, both can really pick it. By the way, if you're thinking about pitch counts for Ben Blair, he's thrown 90-plus pitches in 10 starts. This is his 16th start of the year, and he's thrown 100-plus pitches 4 different times this year. And still pumping in there. I think he's lost a little bit in his velo. He's been 94, 95 more than he's been 96, 97.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dave. He's got some serious stuff. That's why he's being looked at as a pretty high draft pick. I could definitely see him being a scary out of the bullpen piece.
Touched out to center field. That ball is out of here. Home run. Solier does it. His second of the year.
Solier didn't miss any portion of this baseball. It got another gear when it got to the outfield. Obviously, Ben Blair provides that velo, and Solier just absolutely touches this ball up. Great swing in the middle of the plate, and like I said, looked like that ball took off about mid-outfield. You can see how strong he is, how stacked he was during that swing, and it's a 2-1 ball game now, Dave.
Little check swing, fouled straight back. That's the 7th home run allowed this year for Ben Blair. Sharply hit, gloved over there at first by Sorensen. He'll step on the bag, and that'll be out number 2. There's probably not a game, or it's very few, where Solier didn't impact the outcome of a game for Boston College this year.
Yeah, and very few have been by him sending out a ball over the fence, right? His second home run of the year, not known for his power, but I can tell you right now, whatever he just did, that plays. That ball had some serious giddy up while it was getting out of this yard. Almost hit the Dan McGill tennis complex out there in center.
Ball was really jumping for both these teams at practices yesterday. All four came here and had about an hour and 15-minute workout. And flag was blowing out a little bit more than it is today. I think it was Bradley LaCroix. He told us they hit so many home runs during their BP session yesterday. He wasn't sure they could take BP today.
They might have to go to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Get some baseballs. Here's Nick Wang. He's a guy that could certainly lift one out of here. 16 of them on the season. He keeps it on the ground. Tanner Marsh fires, and that'll get Liberty to the dugout. But Boston College does get a run on the board.
Yeah, Solier jumps this ball out of the stadium. You can see fastball middle of the plate. He didn't miss it, and a big run for the Boston College Eagles.
The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Well, one thing we know for sure, there will be a new national champion in Omaha this year. LSU, defending champs, did not make it to the NCAA regionals this year. Just a tough season in every aspect for the LSU Tigers. Vanderbilt also had a very long streak. Snap, longest in the country, 19 consecutive NCAA appearances. That ended this year. Silly out to right. That's going to get over Sumi's head and right, and that'll be a double to start things off for Landon Silly.
Pretty good answer right there by the home run in the top or the bottom of the fifth, and then Silly comes back and just says, we got another base runner in scoring position. Top of the sixth.
Yeah, two-hit day for Silly. And now the 8-hole hitter, Kyle Vitston, the catcher, will step in. He is singled and flown out. First pitch he sees, fouls that straight back. Pitch count 83 for A.J. Colarusso, coming off a 9-pitch frame. 1-2 on Vidston. Swing and a miss. Boy, huge strikeout.
Colarusso has really leaned on that changeup later in the game. He didn't start out the game throwing it, but as he settled into this game, he has really gone to that changeup. And a big out, trying to get the runner over from second, was Vidston, and unable to do so. Big out right there by Colarusso. And now he has the 9-hole hitter, Campos, up.
4 of his 5 strikeouts have been on a changeup. They get the double play. Oh my goodness, yes they do, and they're out of the inning. What a play by Boston College. A line drive to Julio Solier, who quickly throws to Manolfi at second.
Incredible play by Solier. Liner right to him, and just a quick return and a somersault for the double play.
Always a lot of discussion when it comes to the NCAA tournament, the regionals, who's in, who's out. It does much like the basketball tournament, and what will soon be probably much like college football world. But Liberty was the last 4 in, and one of 3 teams out of Conference USA. I feel bad for Mercer. The Bears had a heck of a season, and I mean, there's a big argument to make that they should have been in the field of 64.
Yeah, played some good baseball against some good teams, right? And not in there. You see their RPI. It's not a perfect science. Oh my.
Breaking the old metal bat. Toomey thrown out at first base. We were talking about these bats, and one of the things that's changed over the years is those handles have gotten so skinny and just saws them off.
Wow. I remember breaking some bats when I was here, but it was off the barrel. This one is just sawed off. I didn't know what to do with myself because it felt like a big league ball game with that bat shattered, and that's going to be on Ben Blair's highlight reel moving forward.
I mean, I've seen that 3 or 4 times this year.
Really?
Yeah, it's happened more, it seems to me, basically what I've seen, more this year than ever.
Well, there was one time when I was facing Justin Verlander, I check swung, and I check swung Adam Dunn's bat, which was just a log, right? And I just check swung, it hit the exact same spot that pitch did. It blew the bat up, and I was on the highlight reel for the Tigers the next year.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't even make an out on the play.
But he kept it, though.
Of course, that was on the marketing tape. Hey, come watch Justin Verlander pitch next year. Look at what he does to bats.
That one's shot out down the right field line. Gallo will have to head back home and try it again. Gallows had been hit by a pitch, reached on an error. Member of the ACC all-freshman team. Foul tip back into the mitt of Kyle Vidston. That'll be out number 2. And that will be the 6th strikeout of the game for Ben Blair. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home of all NCAA championships. So all of his strikeouts have been with fastballs. That last one was the slowest of the fastballs at 95 miles an hour. The others have been at 96 and 97 miles an hour.
Well, if he can keep this up and get out of this inning in the next few pitches, it looks like he'll probably come out for the next. He's only got 92, and as the coach said, 100 or so is what he's going to be at.
Boy, off the end of the bat, a little blooper off the bat of Kyle Wolf. 2-out base hit. That'll get us to Gunnar Johnson. Gunnar Johnson, a transfer from Wofford, where he played for his coach, Todd Interdonato, before transferring to Boston College. And he's certainly got a connection to the University of Georgia. Grad student transfer from up in Connecticut, but 4 years at Wofford, now in his 2nd season with Boston College. There's a look at Daniel Jackson and Gunnar Johnson. Daniel Jackson was a freshman at Wofford when they won a Southern Conference championship. High fly ball out to right. Those two have stayed good friends, and we'll have more on that story as this weekend unfolds, but an interesting dynamic between those two guys for sure. 2-1 our score here. Well, AJ Colarusso on the bump for Boston College today. What do you make of the afternoon?
I think after the first inning, it's been really solid. Yes, he's had runners pretty much in every inning, but he's found a way to wiggle out of this here and there. The first inning got him a little bit, but overall, I'd say he's kept his team in this ball game, and he's back out there in the 7th, only giving up those first 2 runs in the first inning. He has been perfect ever since.
It is the top of the lineup here in the 7th inning for Liberty. They struck for 2 in the first inning. They had a hit by pitch, 3 singles in a row. 2 runs would come in to score. That has been all they have been able to muster. And then last inning, it was Julio Solier with the home run for Boston College to make this a 2-1 game. Marsh did single his last time up, or doubled his last time up. 1 for 3 today.
It's a single for most guys,
Yeah.
but with how fast he is, he was able to turn the corner.
Colarusso still in that 90 to 92 fastball zone. But his changeup has been the pitch for him today. Lifted in the air, that'll drop in. Marsh rounds first on his way to second, and that'll be another double. That is now 18 doubles on the year to take over the team lead in that department.
Shows how good he is, right? You see him splitting the gap right there, and second double of the game, second in as many at bats, started the game not his best, struck out and grounded into a double play, but ever since it's been the Marsh show. And another base runner here, could watch him potentially try to steal third base.
They'll pinch in at the corners, expecting the bunt. DeCandido squares up.
Probably not your prototypical bunter. Your DH up, more of a guy that bangs the ball around the field, but he's going to look to lay it down.
He does lay it down. It's a good one. Gobbled up by Colarusso, gets the tag, but that does the job and gets Marsh over to third.
Nice job by DeCandido pushing that runner to third base, and it was a push bunt, which generally when you've got a guy on second base, you want to make the third baseman field that so that there's no play at third base, but it was such a good, well-located bunt. There was no opportunity for anybody on the right side to make that play besides the pitcher.
Tell you what, A.J. Colarusso. Hey, that last play was a heck of an athletic
It
play.
was. And the lefty's falling off
Yeah.
towards the third base bag. He was able to shift gears, go stab that baseball, and a nice little punch at first base. You know, almost like, don't ever try that again.
Not on my watch.
Not on my watch. I'm not your prototypical lefty.
But he's been. Got to go back to that, don't you? I will say this, that the way this started, he was throwing 16-plus pitches first couple innings. He threw 16 total pitches in the last 2 innings.
Yeah, he's been super economical later in the game, and that's what happens sometimes when you find another pitch. They weren't expecting it. He's been throwing that changeup a bunch, and all of a sudden that changeup fastball combo plays a little bit better than the fastball curve, maybe a little bit of a cutter.
They're going to play the right side of the infield. Toes on the turf, kind of middle of the infield for Solier at short. Jaffe trying to get a run home. Right to Solier. Here's the throw home. They're going to get Marsh tied up. Colarusso will, did he miss the tag? Or are you going to say he's out of the base path, and that'll be the out?
Caught Marsh in a pickle, and it was a good one. That's your worst nightmare as an infielder, when you have a guy like that as your pickle guy, because you know he can run. You make one mistake and he'll win that battle. You see the tag. It probably missed. Might have nicked him, but either way, out of the baseline for Marsh, and a huge second out for Colarusso and Boston College. Now you've got a runner on second base. Pretty good job by Jaffe to make sure he got there, but potentially get out of this inning again. He has wiggled out of some jams so far today.
That one is popped up and out of play. Oh, 0-1 on Sorensen. good pitch there, Colarusso and that Boston College. They check down. They do get the check swing strike.
Yeah, they were all over it. It wasn't a strike from the pitch, but the check swing pointed right towards Boston College's dugout, and the third base umpire, Jason Vincent, doing a good job of banging him.
Fouled out of play. Colarusso has found a way to get out of 2 or 3 dicey situations this game, and he is 1 pitch away from doing it again here in the 7th.
Well, it's interesting, too, Inter Donato, the head coach, going out saying, hey, do you have this? Do we need to go? Or how are you feeling? Talking to his senior, trusting him on the mound.
Fastball in there for a strike. Inning is over. Matches his season high of 7 innings. It's a 2-1 game here in Athens. And welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. A Athens Regional, Boston College and Liberty, the 2 and 3 seeds going at it right now. The 3-seeded Liberty Flames up 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. You see Georgia and LIU coming up at 5 o'clock Eastern time. You catch that one on ESPN Plus, wherever you may be. But Danny Serwick grabbing a bat. He will pinch hit here now for Boston College against Ben Blair. Ben Blair has been fantastic, had 1 mistake to Solier, which left the yard. But through 6 innings, he's allowed 6 hits and 1 run. Serwick, the sophomore, to Westchester, Pennsylvania, a couple of home runs on the year. And that one's going to get in for a base hit right over the glove of Jaffe. That's making the most of your opportunity.
Serwich comes in, pinch hitter, Inter Donato, doing a good job of pulling some levers right now, and they're going to get a pinch runner for Serwich, but he did his job going the other way, liner to left. Pretty good job by Barone in left field to keep it a single. Rain over there was able to corral that baseball and fire it into second base. And Ben Williams will be your pinch runner.
So Ben Williams now enters the game. He's 7 out of 10 in the stolen base department. Let's see what they do here. Will they try to just do a straight steal, or will they try to move him over? Hendrickson pulls the bat back, takes strike 1. That one's off the plate. This Boston College team, again, 139 for 160 in the stolen base department, and that is just an incredible number for Boston College.
Always tough.
11th in the country.
It's always tough to come off the bench and steal that base, but gosh, if Boston College can do it and Ben Williams can do it, that would be a huge luxury.
Pops the bunt up. Blair makes the catch.
And that's the reason, because if you can get him to second base and then you try to lay it down, you actually do it, you get him to third base less than 2. Unfortunately, unable to execute on the bunt, and a big out for Ben Blair and the Liberty Flames.
Hendrickson has been good in that department. He has 6 sacrifices this season, second most on the team.
A little bit harder when you got Ben Blair at those mid-90s fastball to put that baseball down, especially the way that he rides that ball up in the zone. Sometimes it's difficult, got to stay above that baseball to get it on the ground.
Here is Solier, who last time up went out to center field, into the trees. His second home run of the year, with a gaudy 357 average. Gonna be a play at second base.
Wow.
They got him. What a job from Vidston behind the plate.
Clearly not the best jump by Ben Williams. This ball gets away from Vidston behind the plate. He's still able to corral it, jump up, and throw an absolute strike to the second baseman, Swafford. And that one-hop perfect throw, perfect spot, perfect shot. And that's a huge second out of this inning.
Solier with another shot to right. Is this one going to get out as well? It is. Solier is feeding the trees here in Athens, Georgia. We're tied at 2.
An absolute bolt by Solier, his second of the game. That out at second base, absolutely huge. The pitch before doesn't matter though. Solier ties his baseball game up, showing some power. Hasn't really shown that all year, but you see it in him. That ball, you wondered if it was going to get over the fence, and then all of a sudden you wondered why it disappeared at the top of the trees.
Back-to-back at-bats have produced home runs for Julio Solier. He came in with 1 home run and has 2 today. And here is Ty Manolfi. He is 2 for 3 today.
And neither one was cheap. A couple bolts, center field and then right center. As we watch the replay, gosh, I mean, just so strong. You wonder why he's only hit 2. Just really good job of staying over that middle part of the plate and drives this one. Watch where that ball ends up. Middle part of the trees. I thought it was just going to squeak over the fence, and the next thing you know, it's gone by a long shot. We got a tie game, Dave. Big time, big time.
How about Solier? He had 1 career home run. 1 career this year. He didn't have any last year. And he has 2 in back-to-back at-bats in this regional.
In the biggest game of his life up to this point. Yeah. In the biggest spot when they're down 2-0.
I mean, we talked about our shortstops at the very top of this telecast and how valuable they are to those teams. Solier struck out, grounded out his first 2, and then a home run. You go to Tanner Marsh, who leads off for Liberty. He struck out, hit into a double play, then it goes double his last 2 at-bats.
They have turned it on when they needed to. We got ourselves a barn burner.
96 up and away. You think maybe you let your guard down if you're Blair just a touch when you get the caught stealing at second base?
I think you have to. You almost feel like you're out of the inning, and then next thing you know,
you're out of the inning.
You're out of the inning. But you're out of the inning at a tie ball game as we take another look at the bolt off the bat of Solier. his second of the game. He has been all the offense that Boston College has needed, and they are tying it up here in the 7th.
Well, we have seen Solier with back-to-back home runs in a regional. And how about this? You remember this? How about back-to-back from another guy I know? How about the guy sitting next to me?
I do remember that. Pretty well, in fact.
Gordon Beckham, his final 2 at-bats at Foley Field, and his back-to-back at-bats as Georgia took down NC State.
There's
The
my
Super
family.
Regional. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Back-to-back at bats, and obviously it wasn't a tie ball game at that point. We were up big, but a lot of fun, and they've put some padding on the wall since I played here. Used to be a steel wall. Now it has pads, and luckily for us, we were able to go to the College World Series and almost won it that year. One win away.
Gordo's Greenhouse.
Yep. They named it for me, and then Charlie Condon, I think they called it Charlie's Condo.
Yeah.
When he was here, and so, but at one point it was my house.
You actually lived in that.
Yes, metaphorically.
I know what you're saying. They're getting set up out there right now for a 5 o'clock game featuring Georgia and LIU. But here we've got a lot of baseball left to be played, tied at 2. And a new pitcher on the mound. Gavin Suarez takes over for A.J. Colarusso, who did an unbelievable job. After giving up 2 runs in the first inning, he was on lockdown.
It was great to watch, too. He just did not have his best stuff in first, but did well after that. There's Gavin Suarez, a sophomore. You see the height and the weight, and then he's been excellent. 2.49 ERA out of this bullpen. It's his 15th appearance. A lot of strikeouts, not that many walks, so he finds the plate.
93-mile-an-hour fastball in there for a strike to Nick Barone, who will lead things off. Nick 2 for 3 today. You just felt like this was going to be one of these type of games today with these two teams. When you start looking at the numbers, their seasons, there's so much similarity between not just how they play the game,
right,
but just who they are as teams.
And you just took the words out of my mouth. Who they are as a team, how they come together, they feel like they play for each other. And it really shows on the field. And this has been a great pitching matchup. We didn't probably expect that when we started the game, but it's been a lot of fun to watch. A couple guys going at it, and now they've given way to the bullpen.
He went around, and that'll be out number 1. Suarez gets the strikeout to start the 8th. A.J. Colarusso, he's got to feel good about his effort. And the best thing is you're not thinking about it now.
Right.
But the Solier home run takes him off the hook for a potential loss.
It does. And, I mean,
not that he cares. I just say that in jest.
Of course. But seven innings pitch, a season high when his team needed it the most, came out and he delivered.
There'll be a day, though, that he'll look back and be thankful, though, that he got off the hook with Boston College.
Ultimately, the stat book, scorebook, doesn't lie.
That's right. Here's the 0-1 to Swafford. Counts even at 1-1. Swafford popped up in foul territory, grounded out, and flew out to center field his last time up. Fouls that one off.
It's also an interesting thing that I'm noticing that Interdonato goes from Colarusso, a lefty, kind of a thumber in a way, you know, kind of finds a way to trick some people, and then he goes to a righty, pretty firm, right over the top. So totally different arm angle, and obviously throwing with a different hand.
Ground ball, that one's gonna sneak up the middle and a base hit for Swafford. He's now 1 for 4. A former junior college All-American. With one out, will stand at first base. Now Landon Silly. He has singled and doubled his last 2 at-bats. 2 for 3 today. 1 home run on the season, 16 runs batted in for the sophomore out of Maysville, Kentucky. Liberty has stranded 6 runners since that first inning when they scored twice.
They've had some opportunities. They just haven't been able to scratch a run across since the first.
11 hits today. Oh, 0-2 on Silly. Silly was a member of the Conference USA All-Freshman team last year, making 55 starts for the Flames. Did he go? Yes, he did. Silly does not like it. Not a lot he can do about it.
Nothing he can do about it right now. I kind of agree with him, though. It does seem like he was able to hold that up, but first base umpire Andrew Fulton didn't think so. 12-6 curveball. He was warming up with this, and I really thought it looked like it had some really good tilt. You can see the gather, and I don't know, it's pretty close right there, Dave. What do you got?
Here's what I got. I got that they're using a new advanced technology system in some AAA leagues right now that will do the check swing, automated. I'm waiting for that to come into play because that's too close. I mean, whatever he calls
really
is going to.
hard.
Yeah, it's a difficult decision for these guys to have to make.
Of course.
Would I have called that a strike? I don't think I would have. But I don't know. I'm not standing down the line in the middle of an NCAA tournament game.
I thought you were about to start. I thought you were kidding initially that they're coming out with some new advanced tech in AAA.
No, they are. They're using it right now.
I thought you were about to say it's the eye test. but you're being honest about it. I love it.
Yeah. That's good.
Talk me through the tech, Dave. Do you know
I don't know.
anything about it?
I don't know exactly, but it is being used. It's a new system that's been put in place just this year. It's the first time they've busted it out, and I think it's a West Coast AAA league going on right now that is using it. Certainly, college is trying to shorten the gap between professional baseball. We saw the ABS at the SEC tournament this year, the balls strike challenge system. And I think down the road, if this check swing system can be as quick and as efficient as the ABS system is, I think it'll eventually get to the college game quicker than things, because I think technology now in the college game is trying to keep up with the pro game.
And it should, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys are getting paid some money to play baseball, and there's a big incentive to keep them in college or potentially go pro. And you know, you find a way to close the gap. There's going to be more players that want to go to college.
Yeah. Would you rather go make a few bucks in college and play for 3 years and have some fun and be in college and all that stuff, or go make less money and travel on a bus for 9 months out of the year?
It's a no-brainer right now. It's just a no-brainer. Obviously, go to college.
Fouled off at the plate. You just think, I think about the things, not just necessarily playing the game, but it's the off-the-field stuff, the training, the nutrition you get, the supervision you get, the things that maybe will be hard for an 18, 19-year-old kid to kind of embrace in a professional setting, whereas you kind of have somebody maybe guide you early on.
Some infrastructure
Yeah.
here in college. I don't know what
Runner goes, and that one's just off the plate on a 3-2 pitch. And Vincent will go down to first base, and Liberty has him first and second.
I don't know what you're talking about nutrition, because when I was here, there was no focus on nutrition. It was
things have changed a little bit.
It was
Gordon.
protein and lifting.
Yeah.
And now there's just so much. There's a wealth of knowledge that has been given to these players, and rightly so. It's big business now.
Josh Campos, a 9-hole hitter. First pitch, he swings and misses, or fouls it off. 0-1 the count. Well, you feel like this is a really big batter for Suarez to get. Campos hits ninth, and then you get Marsh and DeCandido, the top of this lineup, and Marsh has doubled his last 2 times up at the plate. 2 on, 2 down. 0-2.
Yeah, if you're Liberty, obviously you want to see Marsh come to the plate. At the same time, ultimately, if you don't get Campos on, you do have him leading off the 9th, so it's a little bit of a win-win.
Got him. So we'll have to wait till Marsh until the 9th inning. Meanwhile, Boston College heading to the bottom of the 8th, all tied up at 2.
Suarez doing a great job coming in. Good fastball and a great curveball right there to get the out.
How important is it to win game 1? I think that number kind of states it pretty emphatically. You win game 1, 93% of the regional winners move on.
Well, all the coaches we talked to yesterday, they were all over it. They said, we got to win game 1. We'll figure out the rest as we go. So they know the importance of that, and they know those stats as we look at our new pitcher, Tyler August, a junior from Newcastle, Delaware, 6'3", 250 pounds. Great numbers on the year, 6-0 with a 2.82 ERA. He does have the propensity to walk some people. There's 26 walks, as opposed to the strikeout number you see on the left, 57 Ks.
A transfer in from Delaware. First pitch lined out to center field. That is where Campos was stationed perfectly. 1 down. There is Ben Blair, and what a day for Ben. He had 2 mistakes to the wrong guy.
Other than that, he was spectacular. You see the 2 earned runs on 2 solo shots by Solier, but 7 innings pitch, 109 pitches. He was the workhorse we talked about, Conference USA Pitcher of the Year, and he was all of that today. No walks.
and really he had a few 95s, but he was living 96, 97 all afternoon on the mound.
Yeah,
that is, if you're a scout looking at somebody going, can I find me a steal somewhere?
I can find a 7th inning for that guy in the big leagues. Maybe better, but like right now, you see that. You see him come in. You have, a slider. He's going to have to work on a changeup when he gets to the big leagues if he wants to stay at the starter. But ultimately, that fastball plays. It's real.
Two 2-0 on Toomey. That one's shot out to right. That one's out of here. Line drive home run. And Boston College has taken the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 3-2 Eagles.
Huge swing right there by Toomey. Takes the ball the other way, just over the fence in right field. His 4th home run of the year. This ball was absolutely juiced, 102.4 off the bat. Just enough to get over the field, right field wall. You see the guys in the background. They didn't know right off the bat, but doesn't matter. Boston College takes a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th, an absolute huge blow to Liberty, who does have the leadoff guy coming up to bat in the 9th, but wow, what a game and what a great job by them to come back down early. They fought all the way back.
Well, if you're going to hit a line drive home run, right field at Foley Field's where you want to do it. It's 314 down the line. And that just did clear the wall. If that ball is just about in any other ballpark, it's off the wall and it's a double. Maybe a triple if it bounces an awkward way off that wall, but for August, though, he's got to regroup in a hurry. Luke Gallo steps to the plate. That's fouled. Out of play. Boy, now you just all of a sudden Boston College is 3 outs away from moving on.
How quickly it changes, right? I mean, Liberty has had control of this game for the majority. Obviously, Solier doing his thing and getting them back in the game, but it just felt like it was Liberty's game until just now.
Oh, good pitch there from August. The freshman Gallo, 0 for 2 today. He's behind in the count, 0-2. Here's the 1-2 on the way to Gallo. Got him to pop it up. In front of that Liberty dugout, is there room? Yes, there is room as Sorensen puts a glove on it. Two down in the inning. All 3 of the Boston College runs have come off of home runs.
And not a team that is known to bang the ball around, right? You had one guy in the middle of the lineup, Nick Wang, with multiple double-digit homers, Everybody else under 10 home runs, and that's the story of the game. 3 solo shots, and they're up 1 run.
That one's fouled down the right field line off the bat of Kyle Wolf. I mean, Boston College came in with 40 home runs as a team. That is 226th out of 304 Division I teams. And they have 3 here today.
Ball doesn't fly as well in the Northeast early in the season. I think we all know that. A little warmer here in Athens for the majority of the year. But either way, that's not a lot of home runs, and that's why they're winning this ball game right now.
finished 16th in the ACC in home runs. Wouldn't know it by looking at him today. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Boston College behind the home run off the bat of Jack Toomey. Lead it by 1 as we head to the 9th. Top of the lineup coming up for Liberty. Boston College down 2-0 early, playing uphill all afternoon. They get a couple of home runs from Solier, their shortstop. Back-to-back home runs in the 5th and 7th, and then they get the 3rd home run of the game off the bat of Jack Toomey to give them the 3-2 lead. Now can they hold on? But they've got to get through. Boston College does, and Gavin Suarez, Tanner Marsh, Riley DiCandido, and Jordan Jaffe. It's 1, 2, and 3 in the Liberty lineup. First pitch in there for a strike. Tanner Marsh struck out, hit into a double play, and then double-double. Average at .336. 5 home runs and 44 runs batted in. And there's a good start. 3 consecutive base hits now for Tanner Marsh.
Wonderful approach right there by Marsh. Not trying to do too much. Lines that ball the other way, takes strike 1, and then just hits a missile to the right side of the infield. A great start for Liberty here in the top of the 9th.
The 2026 Conference USA Player of the Year, the Defensive Player of the Year, stands at first base. And now it's Riley DiCandido. Out to center field. Hendrickson on the run, can't come up with it. Ball scoots away. Marsh is going to get to 3rd. DiCandido will be at 2nd, and nobody's out. And the go-ahead run is out at 2nd base.
Well, we've got some drama here in the top of the 9th. Up a run, Boston College coming into the 9th, and now all of a sudden, Liberty absolutely threatening. This ball's hit off the end of the bat by DiCandido, but he puts it out in the outfield, gives himself a chance. And the center fielder, Hendrickson, comes in, and when he does, he's unable to make the catch, and that ball scoots away from him. And Liberty has 2nd and 3rd, nobody out right now. Top of the 9th. Wow.
Man, that was quick to get to 2nd and 3rd.
Tell you what, when you have Marsh up there and he hits that ball that way, just an absolute bolt the other way, it kind of gives your other guys confidence. And he can really fly. I thought there was a chance that he might continue around the way that that ball was just kind of floating around in left center. Obviously, you don't take a chance like that in this part of the game, but he can really run. Also going to be a pretty high draft pick, more than likely this summer.
DiCandido with his first hit of the day.
He's 1 for 2.
Sacrifice, a walk and a hit by pitch, yeah. His average will actually go up a few ticks after today. A quick offensive timeout after the discussion on the mound by Boston College.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what the conversation could really be about right here. You've got Jaffe up in a big spot. He's one of your best hitters. I don't think you would want to bunt him or find a way to manufacture anything. It's almost like just let him hit.
Jaffe has singled and scored, struck out twice, hit into a fielder's choice. They'll play tight at the corners. Oh, 0-1 on Jaffe. The senior transfer. First year at Liberty. High chopper, that's going to get a run home, and we're going to be tied at 3. And the go-ahead run moves to third with 1 out.
They played the middle of the infield back to preserve potentially the go-ahead run from scoring, and kind of ends up backfiring because it's just such a softly hit ground ball that the second baseman has to run in and catch and throw. The game is tied up. A great job by Jaffe just to put the ball in play and get the runner over. Did a good job of that. Now the infield will come in with the 4-hole hitter Sorensen at the plate and the go-ahead run at third base, less than 2 outs.
Sorensen with a couple of hits today with an RBI back in the first inning. You'll watch that one down in the zone. Another senior transfer, his second season at Liberty. A couple of years at Gonzaga, 1 year at Iowa Western Community College. Did have 14 home runs last year, but only 4 this year. Infield is in. 1-1. Sorensen split 150 against left-handers, 309 against right-handers. Another one down in the zone. Foul tipped, counts even. Suarez does have 3 strikeouts in an inning and a third.
A lot of off speed right here by Suarez, not trying to give him anything to hit with the fastball variety. He's thrown breaking pitch, changeup. He's been mixing those both up to Sorensen here in the 4-hole. A huge pitch upcoming.
It's full at 3-2. I don't think a walk here kills you.
Totally agree with you. You've got a base open. You've got not the fastest runner at the plate.
Ground ball. Here's a play at the plate. Throw to the first base side. Dropped at home. Liberty takes the lead. A good throw gets him.
Going on contact, too, is DeCandido, so they were taking a chance, even with the ball hit right at the shortstop Solier. He throws it home. It's a little bit right of where he wanted it to, and the catcher, Johnson, cannot corral it. Here's a great look at it. You're going to see he's reaching back right and having to come back around. He's unable to catch the ball, and the go-ahead run for Liberty is across the plate, 4-3. What just happened, Dave?
Well, you know, it's said over and over, and it's such a cliche in this game. It is so hard to get the 27th out. And now, Liberty has a chance. They're 3 outs away. But as we've learned today, if we've not learned anything, don't hold your breath.
That's right.
They will high throw. And Barone will be safe at first. Well, you know, this whole thing started with Tanner Marsh, the leadoff man, steps up to the plate, singles. Then they get the DeCandido double that was a diving effort by Hendrickson, but yet you get second, third, nobody out. But the whole thing's created by Tanner Marsh, the Conference USA Player of the Year.
100%. He comes up, you just give up the lead. You're down a run, all of a sudden your star player comes up and says, let's get right back on track. And that swing gives confidence to the rest of the guys in the order saying, hey, we're not done yet. Get a little bit of momentum, and all of a sudden a little bloop double, and you got something working.
Well, we talked about our shortstops in this game at the very top of the telecast and how they would impact this game, and boy, they have both done just that.
They've been the main show, that is for sure, to go along with some good pitching.
Runner goes. That ball is laced out to right, and boy, that was off the bat at 100 miles an hour. But Boston College just a moment ago riding high, but now they're facing an uphill battle, down a run, bottom of the ninth on the other side. Heading to the bottom of the ninth. Liberty by a run. Just a moment ago, they were down a run, but they played at 2 in the top of the ninth to take this lead in the opening game of this Athens Regional. And it has been dramatic from the outset. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up for Boston College. This is a team that was struggling coming into this regional. They had dropped 7 of their last 8 games. They were rolling along really down the stretch until they ran into, well, a couple things. They ran into Miami, they ran into Georgia Tech. Those teams,
that'll do it.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Cooper Harrington, the sophomore right-hander, getting the baseball here to try to close things out for this Liberty team. Cooper, 13 saves. He has been their dude on the back end. 45 innings, 54 strikeouts, just 13 walks.
An absolute string bean out there, just all arms and legs. Throws at 94.
He'll face Gunnar Johnson. Then it looks as though Williams, who came into the game as a pinch runner, will hit 8th. And we'll see if Carter Hendrickson will hit 9th. 0-2 on Johnson. Well, that just misses off the plate. 95 miles an hour to a young man that has converted his last 7 save opportunities.
He looks sharp to start this inning, that's for sure. And if you're Boston College, you just got to find a way to get Solier to the plate, who's up 4th. That'll do it.
That's what they do at Boston College. Gunnar Johnson. 8th time he's been hit by a pitch. Third time Boston College has been hit by a pitch. And it looks like they're going to bring a pinch runner in for Gunnar Johnson.
I'm not sure what the conversation could be. What do you think, Dave?
That took a while. So Esteban Garcia takes over at first base. And Ben Williams is coming to the plate.
So are you bunting here, Dave?
I mean, are you playing for the go extra innings, or are you playing for the win?
I don't know. We're about to find out.
That's right.
Couple different options, though. You see the third baseman is in on the grass for Liberty, so they're playing for it.
Williams, a 194 hitter. He squares up to bunt.
If you're Williams, you want to find a way to get the first baseman to field this baseball. Make sure that runner gets to second base.
3 sacrifices on the year for Williams. Lays down the bunt. Does his job. Gets the tying run to second base.
Well executed right there by Williams. Made sure to get Garcia to second base. Runner in scoring position. That's a big run. That is the tying base runner and run for the Eagles. Huge spot here, and it essentially, unless there's some snafu on the bases, it gets Solier to the plate in this inning.
Carter Hendrickson looking for his first hit today. A 242 hitter coming into today. Has dropped down to 234. Does have 1 home run and 16 runs batted in. That one rides up and in on him. Boston College, 40 home runs on the season. They have 3 solo shots today. Throw back to second.
They had him with a good throw. Wow.
They have the shift on, so the second baseman, Swafford, standing close to the bag at second base. Now he'll back up on the shortstop side of things, and it's 2-0.
Well, if you wanted drama, you didn't have to wait very long. First game, a lot of twists and turns in this one.
High in the air. I mean, really high in the air to left. Barone makes the catch. That is 2 outs. So here you go. To set the stage for this one, it couldn't be more dramatic. Julio Solier, the heart and soul of this Boston College team, with back-to-back home runs, comes to the plate with 2 outs and the tying run at second base in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch, a strike Solier hitting .360 now.
He's saying it hit him. Or he needs some padding.
Nice delay tactic, though, by Solier, though.
Smart.
Veteran move.
He's like, hold on, I can't hit the home run right now. I forgot something.
Making Cooper Harrington out there pace around the mound for a little bit, get him out of his rhythm. Savvy. Something guy Gordon Beckham would do. Here's the 0-1 to Solier. Popped him up. That one is going to spin out of play. And it's 0-2. Fastball off the mark at 94. Solier leading the team with this .360 average. Lifted high in the air. Is somebody going to be able to catch it? Out in shallow center, the diving catch from Campos, and this one is in the books, and Liberty rallies to win it. The final score, 4-3.
Liberty was in charge of this game the whole game. They gave up the lead late. Boston College did a great job to come back, and then all of a sudden, the top of the ninth, it unraveled for the Boston College Eagles, and Liberty never say die. They found a way to score 2 in the top of the ninth, and they get the win. An absolutely huge win for these guys to start the tournament. We know how important it is, and they'll go and face the winner of Georgia and LIU tomorrow.
Georgia and the Sharks, the Bulldogs and the Sharks at 5 o'clock Eastern time. That'll be on ESPN+. But what a game today. Our Capital Rewards plays of the game. Top of the ninth. As Liberty able to plate 2 runs to take this lead.
An unbelievable job by Liberty to come back, and they manufactured a couple runs after a couple of good swings, and they probably deserved this win the way they played the majority of the game, and they found a way to get back in the game at the top of the ninth. An excellent job by them.
Well, I would say those would classify as your Capital One rewarding performance of the game, and it was a heck of a ball game. Our 2 stars delivered. Solier just ran out of juice at the end. And Liberty moves on as the 3 seed. Gets past 2-seeded Boston College. Now Boston College will move into the elimination game tomorrow against the loser of Georgia and LIU. What a game. Well, we hope to see you again 5 o'clock Eastern time. The number 3 overall seed, the Georgia Bulldogs, here at home at Foley Field, taking on LIU. So for Gordon Beckham, the rest of our crew, I'm Dave Neal. So long, we'll see you in a bit.